I wanna be rich.
Karibuni guys to the Tumesota podcast. We're officially on episode 7 and we're so grateful for the fact that you've come. For those who've been listening from Google Podcasts and Apple and all the other Castbox and all those, Spotify, thank you so much. And those who've been watching from YouTube, we're also so grateful. And yeah, in this episode we're just going to be we're going to be answering your questions. We're going to be answering your questions, the ones we asked on Instagram and those who have our private numbers. And we also thank you for asking those questions. So yeah, you're with me, Abigail, the Disobedient Budgeter,
Amira, the Impulsive Spender,
and Pauline, your Indecisive Saver. And this is the Tumesota podcast, LAKINI.
Tunaomoka.
Tunaomoka. Ding 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 ding.
Yeah, Amira had to be extra about it
all the time.
So today we dive right into Tumejam. Abigail start because she doesn't jump.
Maybe you people will stop saying that. You know,
I know.
Where you don't jump for real, and then they meet and then I've jumped and then they meet me when I've jumped and then they're thinking, "Hiya, this girl doesn't jump."
Okay, Abby's jamming is decent.
Exactly.
Okay, so sorry.
What am I jamming about this week? I can imagine. I feel like I don't even have any week. I jumped to the gun a bit too fast, but yeah, this week there's nothing I'm jamming about. For reals.
Wow. Okay.
For reals. My phone has.
Your friends.
Oh, I remembered when we were asking these questions for this Q&A, Aki people, that I have done. Okay, like I don't even have a lot of contacts, but still. Like even the few, I should have expected like more to be engaged.
That's a moja.
Like at least there was one. Let's not Tume all of them. There was one, but the rest where you need to be a little bit more supportive.
Yeah. That one I won't even sugarcoat it.
Which actually reminds me, there's a friend of mine who posted he has like 4,000 friends on Instagram and about 170 something on his YouTube. Like,
that is why we are private, because we don't want lackers. True supporters. True supporting at the Tumesota podcast on Instagram and all other platforms. Yeah, shameless plug. But yeah, support your friends. Yeah.
What am I jamming about? In regards, in line with what Abby said.
Similarly.
When I asked, should I mention?
Oh, bring it out.
I mentioned when I asked, well, I got, how many did I get? I think I got 2 responses. One was a compliment from one of my high school friends, which was really nice. The other one, which is what I'm jamming about, okay, this is pre-recorded. This is pre-recorded. So when we are shooting, the day we are shooting this, there's an Arsenal and Manchester United match. That's going to happen this evening, tonight. And if you're a football fanatic,
hooligan like Pauline,
you know that Manchester United versus Arsenal is a huge game because Arsenal would rather finish the league when they're number 15, but if they've beaten Man U, then it's like they won the league. So my very nice friend actually dared me when I asked the question. I mean, that was their platform. When I said ask anything,
you didn't mean football.
I didn't mean football. I said we are. I even explained we are shooting an episode for the Tumesota podcast. Would you want to know anything? Tumesota podcast. Then this. Now, anyway, long story short, if Manchester United loses, I have to post a status saying that Arsenal is the best team in the English Premier League, which is a lie. And
I support Arsenal, so
which is a huge lie. And my dad is probably going to kill me for
Team
this.
Arsenal for life.
And put
For life.
the Arsenal logo as my DP for 24 hours. Thank you, Ian Ayemba. Thank you very much. Yes. And I know that we're not going to lose. I just had to do that. And Ian, you better post this so that your friends, your relatives, your everyone, even your grandparents, follow Tumesota podcast. That's it.
What? Okay. Me, I'm just going to now end it on a lighter note, but me, I'm jamming about the people that air me or the people that don't reply. Okay, airing. So, I'm not gonna expose the names because I'm assuming that by the time this comes out, they would have, styled up. But, honestly, blue ticking, airing, whatever you want to call it, is mean. It's mean. After 72 hours, and then if you have the audacity, as my friend Chelsea likes to say, not even audacity, the audacity to not reply, then you're living your best life on your status, and you're not replying my message, and then when you reply it with no emojis, hey. Whew, my blood is boiling. So I just don't understand. Maybe someone explain to me why I'm being aired by inner circle people, not a tea. You know me. You guys know me. If you know me, you know I'm Amira. I don't like being aired. Don't leave it. Even insult me, shout at me, fight me. Just don't air me, please. Don't air me.
And use emojis.
Now use emojis. So if you're seeing this, I hope you know who you are. Please reply my message. And not just like it. Don't just like it. Reply. Okay. They know what I'm talking about, that's why they're laughing. But anyway, without further ado.
Wow.
Without further ado, let's get into it. This is the first Q&A of many. This is also my birthday month, so we're changing it up because 24 is coming. Actually, the next episode will be dropping on my birthday. So this is my birthday month. I'm getting old, guys, and we have to just let you ask us questions. We're now in episode 7. It's about time you guys also give us feedback. We hear from you.
Season 1.
We're in the second half. We don't know how many is to come, but we're getting towards the end for the season. So I can't believe it's gone that fast. So we're gonna just go through some of the questions you guys have asked. There were not many because, like we said, support is wanting. We posted that story like 3 times. Questions I can count on one hand, but it's okay. Those who asked us, we're going to answer with all our heart. We're not complaining. The fact that we even got questions, thank you God, because we would have had to make up questions and pretend that we were asked. So without further ado, I'm just gonna get into it in no particular order. So Mwikali asked us, what motivated all 3 of you to start a podcast? And I think we've kind of answered this in episode 1, but I think maybe we can go a bit deeper into what motivated. I think maybe the word motivated, I can just go first and maybe you guys can add, is when we thought of, actually this came out of a chapter of the book, one of the book we are reading together, Rich Dad Poor Dad, as we said in episode 1. And there was a chapter talking about doing business with your friends. And so we just sat one day and asked ourselves, what is something that we can do together as a business? What's the first starting point? So I would say that's like the initial motivation. Don't know if anyone has.
That was just it.
I would say though, I think it was the topic about assets and liabilities, and Robert K was talking about.
You guys need to learn that too.
Robert Kiyosaki, I think. Please.
Robert K was, I think it was like a challenge in that episode where he said, this podcast, like in that chapter where he was talking about creating something, even if it's not your friend, something that will be your asset, like you can own it as your asset. And as Susie Wokabi said, it should be something that you love it, like you'd love it with all your heart, even if it doesn't bring you any money, even if you don't get any rewards from it. If you love it, then you'll definitely find ways of turning it into pesa, into money. Yeah, so I think that was a motivation, and then also the fact that we had the 3 of us. So if we lost, we all lost. If we win, we all win. Yeah.
Yeah, she said it all. Okay, and my cousin Megan in the UK, wow, she sent actually 3 questions. She'll answer all of them, don't worry. So this one she asked, I actually like it. She says, what's the biggest waste of money or worst purchase that you've done? Hey, my God. You know, because I know people know us who watch this. I like, do I say it and like people catch feelings, or do I just keep it? Or,
What do you want to say?
No, let somebody else go first. I see the vibe, then I.
Well, for me, I wouldn't say I've made bad purchases because I always buy something that I like.
Okay.
But the thing is, you buy something and then it spoils like barely 2 days or like a day after.
Okay.
So I hate when I buy like especially earphones or sometimes it's even shoes. The Mutumba shoes you can buy and then by the end of the week it's looking like I don't even know. Like these particular shoes that I really liked, they had feathers, they were heels, and then I remember them. I spent
I wish you have a
time
picture so you
posting
can add to the
them.
video or something.
I spent time posting them,
Yeah.
only to wear them and they don't have grip.
Oh. So you
Like you know, it's not something that I could have noticed at that particular point because I didn't have to walk a lot with them. But the day that I actually wore them, they didn't have grip. Okay, that was just a waste of my money.
Okay.
Hey, Pauline.
I go next.
Yeah, for it.
Okay. I don't know what you want to say. I'm actually scared.
Okay, so for me, I'll since we're in the line of clothes, there's this jacket I have that I paid like £70 for it.
Kenyan money?
Pounds.
I think the pound to the shilling it's like 1 to 150 or something. Okay, something, or 140, 130, something in that range. So that's what, 8k, 9k. Anyway, it was in the cold. It was a blue jacket. I thought it was the flyest thing. I thought it's something that you can see in like music videos, and I was just like, it's so fly.
There's some Rihanna vibe.
Do you know when I went, I looked like the Michelin man. You know the Michelin man. That guy in Thailand. I've only been able to post it like one photo. But I look like the Michelin man. As in, I can't wait now. I live in Nairobi. I can't wait. There's no money. Even as some money if you want it. But it's like it's so unflattering. It is so unflattering. It's just like I could have spent that.
You could have bought some.
I wish I could even like go try it on and show you guys. But it's just I gave it. I was like, Amani, just have it because hey, miss. Yeah, I look like the Michelin man, and I'm like, hey, but I saw it and I'm like, this thing is so fly, it's so designer.
It's the shiny one.
Yeah. Like my shoulders are like
Okay.
Anyway, and also all the bodas and I feel like all the bodas and Ubers I unnecessarily used on impulsive hangouts that led to nowhere, that I'm not really friends with them today. It's like, wow, I would just drop everything and borrow my mom, give me 1,000 so I can go on an Uber. And back in those days, Ubers and taxis were more expensive. I spent so much money on those things in the name of, I need to be here, there and everywhere. Yeah, I could have used that money for something better.
But you didn't know.
Maybe I did.
At that time, I think it was.
At that time,
It
there
was
was
still
there
a
was
bad-
like a hype to it.
Yeah, but even with the jacket, I didn't know, but now I know I look like the Michelin man. But yeah, honestly, no regrets. Just learning lesson.
You sure?
Yeah, I no regrets.
I think for me, I can't think of any like clothes or anything, but I think I've used quite a bit of my money on unnecessary enjoyment, as Amira has said. Even if it's just transport for just going, it's just a random thing that comes up, and I'm like, I'm going. And then also you plan for something. We're just talking about it. You want to go for a concert. Then you're like, the ticket is 1,000. That's fine. But you've not budgeted like what you're going to eat there, the drinks, all those things. Like, then when you go there, you end up using like 4,000 out of maybe your savings or something like that. And that has happened times without number, let me tell you. Yeah, so I think that's pretty much it for me. Next question.
The next question is very simple. Okay, maybe it's not simple. It's simple, like it's simply asked, but maybe it's not simple. So you guys can decide, yeah? from Camilla, and she says, would you rather be a billionaire? I don't know in which currency, but let's assume in dollars, and only live for 5 more years, or be broke and live till 100. And maybe I'll add, she didn't say this, but and why? Pauline, you want to go?
Okay, so how are you supposed to answer that?
You choose which one you'd rather.
Me, I'd rather become a billionaire.
Wait, it depends on how old I am when
When you're
now.
even that. Oh,
No,
now. When I'm 20,
now.
when I'm 25 years, so I have till 30.
So you said billionaire and die?
Yeah, I'll just be a billionaire and die because that's the same fit for everyone. I mean, so. Yeah, I'll be a
Alright,
billionaire and die.
okay.
That is difficult. I don't know. But
Me, I know,
broke
because I
is
like
hard.
it's hard, but because I like a challenge, I'll be living but feeling like I'm gonna make it one day. Tumejam, and I feel like there's so much life. 5 years is. I'm gonna have my man in 5 years.
That's the same fit
I'm still
to
be
end
single
up
in
with
5 years.
eventually.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
eventually
but more
it's
money,
like
more
when you're 70.
It's still the same fit.
I'm choosing broke because broke is subjective. So I may be broke to Elon Musk, but I may not be broke. I may not be broke to I don't know whose level. So
I'm pretty much sure that's not what she meant.
broke is relative. But yeah, I feel like there's so much life to live.
I know.
Honestly, I couldn't just be like 5 years. Can I?
But anyway, you still don't know the plan
But
that God has.
But also,
for you.
if I knew it was only 5 years, I'd make the best.
Because
of those 5
exactly,
years.
you'll make
I'd go
everything
travel.
because you see, you know you have 5 years, so you'll make it count. So it's not like that you're just
Okay.
living fearing every day I'm going to die because eventually I'm going to die anyway. So I mean, make it count.
If I knew I had 5 years today, I'm DMing that person who aired me, and I'm like, okay, we need to get married now.
Okay.
I need to feel what it feels like. No, let's go. I have the billions.
Today you're declaring a lot of things.
You're confessing.
Let's move on swiftly. Hey, please don't watch this episode.
The next question.
Okay, so the next question is from Sarah, and she says, lol, maybe she said lol. A tip for a spendthrift who really wants to seriously save, but finds themselves buying. Hey.
Remove the money, chuck the money first.
From the app.
Get a standing order from the bank. Tell them to remove it and put it on the saving side. Then now go and spend without you saving money.
First of all, have a budget, like we said in episode 3. Have a budget. Episode 3. We said that in episode 3. Also, there's some small life hacks that for me I do. If you know that most of your money is because you use on M-Pesa, then make sure you have to use the bank, or like you carry cash, or like delete your mobile banking app because it's so easy to just transfer from the bank to M-Pesa to back. Remove that mobile banking app if it helps you spend less. I would also say write down in a month maybe, okay, what do I actually want? Because sometimes if you're an impulsive spender, it's not even that you want those things, it's just the moment. Oh my god, that looks good. But write down if there's something that you genuinely want, write it down so that when you're buying it, you also know, okay, I've planned for this.
Yeah.
So plan for what you want to buy, and then even if moments come up, put that like maybe in your miscellaneous section of buying, and then you can buy without feeling guilty. Yeah, I don't know if I'd add anything. Would you?
No, because it's all the same thing. Because also me, I'm a money person. I know if I put money on M-Pesa, it's as good as God. Yeah. And then we have another question from Anonymous, who said, why do I need a KRA Pin, and what's the point of having one? So 2 out of 3 of us have one. One is working on it. You can guess for yourself who that means. We won't even tell you. But why do we need a KRA Pin? Do we wish we didn't have to have one? Yes.
Oh,
obviously.
Yes.
Oh yes. We wish we didn't have to have one. In fact, we wish it was not a thing, but it's a thing. So, Pauline, do you have any reasons why?
You need to have a KRA Pin? Because the government will run after you. I think that's my only reason.
Also now you can't do anything
without
it. Open a bank, and then because everyone who's doing clean business, let's put it lack of a better word, because they're also reliable to the government, they also need to know your details. So for payment for anything you need it, and also taxes is hard. Like the season is coming up in about 3 months' time. Nobody likes to do it, but when you have a job, like when you're employed, most people do the tax bit for you. If you don't have your PIN and your info in order, you're gonna be struggling to just get everything together. You just need to have it. And I also feel like, for me personally, I don't know if you guys can speak on experiences. Those who are still somehow on their way, they are going to have it. Trust me.
Eventually.
But I think for me, the moment I got my KRA Pin, there's something it did even in making me more seriously. I don't know how to explain it. It just made me an adult. I'm like, guy, now the government is in my business.
I felt adulting.
I felt some shit like, now the government is in my business, I have to be serious. So there's just a way it also makes you responsible. The same way I'm assuming that one day when I have a ring, I'll just be like, okay, it's real. You know, it's like that. It's like that. So they're laughing at me. It's okay.
Also don't have
a lot of things.
We also don't have it.
But yeah, it's. I think it also just makes you serious. So I think if you're trying to also take your life seriously, have one. Because you have to have one eventually.
You eventually you need
it
to
makes
have
you more
one.
conscious.
Yeah,
it makes you more conscious. It makes you more conscious. I would say. There's a way I thought like, hey, anyway, the government is in my business. I need to style up. It just made me feel like.
Okay, now I'm going to have a follow-up question, basic with this.
Okay.
Did you have a KRA Pin when you were in campus?
Yeah, I dropped.
Big question.
I was in the UK.
After flaunting, did you have a KRA Pin?
No, we are not flaunting. Okay, are we? We are not.
We're not flaunting, but I would advise. Okay, nowadays you have to have, even to have a bank if you're in campus, you have to have a KRA. That's the rule. There was a time it wasn't like that, but that's the rule. Because for me,
no, you don't have to have a bank in campus. For what? You barely have money.
imagine I wouldn't. If somebody in campus has a bank, like for me when I was in the UK, I didn't have. Okay, there was, I don't know if there was an equivalent to M-Pesa, but me, I had a bank. So I used like M-Pesa, like there was a mobile app, but it was for a bank. Because I would honestly say, like, if you struggle, especially if you're a student and you're struggling with spending, opening a bank might also be wise because you're not always just immediately attaching yourself to that money. So it depends on what works for you, but either way, the KRA Pin time is coming.
Okay.
When you do it, it's up to you, but why I think it's important, or what's the point, is because if you're trying to do business, for example, if you want to now register a business, you have to do it. If you want to get a job, they'll ask you for your certificate of what.
It actually depends on where you're working.
It depends. But eventually, somehow, whether it's with marriage, whether it's with money, the government enters your business somehow.
Oh, okay.
They do.
I was like, marriage?
No, the government has to be involved with your business. Okay. So eventually, it has to happen. But I think there's just a way, like, you feel it. Trust me, I'm telling you. When I did it, there's just a way I felt like, anyway, now I'm an adult for real. Like, just a way.
I think for me, I really didn't have. Okay, why I opened.
I also didn't have a choice because
I needed to open an account.
So it was out of necessity.
Yeah.
Yes.
It was not a.
No, actually, not really. I just. Where I was working, they had an option of paying me by M-Pesa. Oh. But
me, if I had it my way,
what happened? I think there was an issue at work, and there was a problem with I can't remember. There was something at work, and I was feeling like them sending it on my phone was strenuous. So it felt like it was strenuous for them. So I asked the finance person whether I should open an account, whether that would be better for him. He said, okay. He said it will actually be better because I think they fill in the accounts with some. I can't remember the terminologies. That's why I opened. And the truth is you feel some type of way. But also aside from that, having money in your account for me was better in regards to saving other than having it on my phone on M-Pesa. Because now where I'm working, they said my salary is paid on M-Pesa, and I feel like I struggle with saving more. Because you see, with the bank, withdrawing is 63 bob. Let me tell you, chest pains. You won't withdraw. I promise.
Me, I transferred to my M-Pesa. It's free.
Which bank?
It's free.
Now,
Yeah.
No,
on
it's
mobile
free.
on mobile banking if you want to transfer
All along.
Yeah.
Even with during
Now
Corona period,
like sending from my bank now to my phone, yeah.
it's free. Even before Corona. Really?
Interesting.
Thanks
Shout
for
out to
moving.
NTV. Hey, you the best. I rocks with you. I rocks with you. Yeah.
We finished all the questions.
No. There's two more.
Okay.
Okay, so for the last question, it's a quick fire question that we're going to answer. And it says, love the podcast, love you too. 3 things that you would love to do regularly if you had financial freedom. So let's go now.
Okay. Buy a house. What else? Gosh, no, I'm not even thinking.
Buy houses.
Okay, buy houses. Yes. Gosh, I'm not thinking. Wait.
Okay, as Abby thinks, Pauline.
Travel, meals, assets, in general. Parents, family.
I'm not gonna repeat because we share some of the things, but I would say investing, stocks wise, eating bomb food always, and regularly have massages.
Yeah.
Hey, praise. Massage me, praise. Daily, praise. Life is hard.
That's
Life
a nice
is
one.
hard.
Yeah, that's a nice one.
For me, then it will be buy houses, businesses, and always buy clothes and shoes.
Alright, and there you have it. And we're gonna answer one bonus question on our Instagram page. So head over there and follow to see what we answered. And as we close out, obviously in typical Tumesota fashion, we have a challenge. And this one is actually quite simple. Abby, take it away. We have a challenge. And this one is actually quite simple. It's just
Answer!
and ask more questions. Ask and it shall be given to you. The Bible says.
Reply to our stories.
stories.
Comment.
You never know. We are not Oprah Winfrey out here, but we've learned some things in life.
Yeah.
You know, and we're willing to answer your question. You try DMing Oprah and see if she'll answer you.
Guy.
Blue tick.
Actually, won't blue tick you. So yeah. That's it for today. Thank you. Happy new month. Welcome to March. The next episode drops on my birthday. I will be 24. I don't know what these guys are planning for me. I'm also curious to know.
Just threw hints.
Pressure.
Yeah. She just decided that she's throwing hints.
Yeah.
The whole of this
maybe it's my year to find
actually.
love. I don't know. Who knows? Anyway, please follow us at the Tumesota podcast on all platforms. We are also on Apple, Spotify, Google Podcasts, and all major podcast platforms as well. Merch coming soon for t-shirts, but our merch is restocked for masks and broke repellent sanitizer. So please get you some because we don't need to have any poverty. And yeah, thank you for tuning into episode 7. See you in episode 8. Bye guys. Bye.